Hi everybody, it's Bert, and I have a fun unboxing for you today. This is for all the Mass Effect Andromeda fans out there, and this is the 1/18 scale collector's edition for the game. Now, this game initially had two collector's editions. It did have the RC and simply the 1/18 die-cast scale model. Now, it did not come with the game, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's kind of an interesting collector's edition because the standard 1/18 scale did come for $99.99, and the RC car, or I should say SUV, was $200. Now these are being clearanced out, as we kind of have a lot of our fun unboxings. Everything's being clearanced out. I did pick this up for $49.99 off Amazon. You can get it about that price, if not a few bucks cheaper on eBay, but it'll stay there a little bit longer. The RC car is not dropping in price too much, but it is dropping down to about $179.99 I saw on Amazon, and it's about $180, $185 on eBay with no tax. Now, one of the first things I did notice about this one is it did come with this funny insert. Now, this insert is the size of a game, so whether it be PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, it does fit in here. So it makes you wonder if the collector's edition initially was supposed to come with the game. Let's get that out of there. And this is actually a pretty nice box. So one of the things I have seen with collector's editions as of late is while they don't really have a ton to offer from the actual collector piece that you're getting, the boxing has been really cool on these. So got the front of the game. Once again, it's not console specific, so you have a lot of cool things from it. It's a 1/18 scale like I mentioned, and let's see what's around the box. So you have simply the game on the side. You have kind of a little bit about it. So some of the things we're going to expect to see from it is the lights do light up. So this is kind of just a scale model like I've talked about, but it does have a few features that light up with batteries. So I have my batteries right here. It does mention 3 AA batteries. The doors open up and the dash is supposed to light up, and the rear, which we'll take a look at in a second, lights up as well. So let's get this thing open and see what we're working with. Alright, so one of the first things I see about this box that's really cool is it does have the Tempest boxing. So if you've played this game, the Tempest is the actual jet, or I should say spaceship or whatever, that takes you from planet to planet. So it's really neat that they took the detail to do this. So once again, nothing else on the side. Ooh, very nice. So at the very top you have your Steelbook. So we have some instructions here for us, and it looks like some kind of a little radio piece. So this looks like the little radio antenna that's at the top. And here's the nice piece. I've kind of been really into all of the Steelbooks that have been coming with these a lot lately. And you have the Andromeda Steelbook. So let me zoom that in a little bit, and you can hopefully see that up there. So it is an embossed, and you have the Pathfinder, so your main character is considered a Pathfinder in the game. In the back you have the Andromeda Initiative. Let's open this up for you, and some very nice stuff. So here you have the Nomad going through one of the planets. It's kind of like a desert terrain, and you can put the game there whenever you're ready to do that. So very nice Steelbook, and at the back, Mass Effect Andromeda. So once again, for fans of this game, this is actually a really nice piece to have. Okay, some nice padding here for the Steelbook. Now let's get this open. So, alright, styrofoam's kind of nice if you care about styrophones. So Mass Effect Andromeda again. And here is the Nomad. So let's take a look at this. Let's get this out of the way. Alright, don't care too much about instructions, but I will keep the antenna for when I put that together. Alright, so nice piece, guys. I'll measure this really quick just so you guys can see how long it is. You're looking at about 12 inches long, so 12 inches long on the side, and from this side it's about 6.5. So if you're pretty familiar with any 1/18 scale models, this is actually the same size as those if you were to consider this in real life and make it a reality. So let's take it out. Let's see. Alright, so pretty nice job here. So if you've done any collecting of the 1/18 scale cars that were really popular, and I guess still are for a lot of kids, this is really kind of on the same scale. So I guess the most common one that you see of the 1/18 scale is Maisto. Kind of the higher quality is Kyosho, which is another brand that does a lot of really cool sports cars. And you do have the suspension travel here. So I'll zoom in on this in just a second, but looks like every single wheel has a suspension piece that's really, really nice. If I turn it to the side, these are the lights that are going to light up once we get the batteries in there. You got a button in the back that shoots up here for you, so let me zoom in on that to show you what that looks like. And this is actually for the drone in the game. So if you've played this game, when you're playing the Nomad, you open this up and the drone searches around in different areas. So really nice. These doors do open, and according to the directions, when you do open these and you have batteries in there, the dash lights up, so that's really nice. So I will zoom in on that in just a second. And in the back, you do have, once again, suspension travel, and this whole area lights up. So we'll get the batteries installed, take a look at it when it's all batteried up, and I'll light it up for you. So let's do that. So once again, this does use 3 AA batteries. It's really nice in the piece. The more I spend time looking at it, it looks really good, I would say. The rubber is looking really nice for the tires. They are kind of a squishy kind, so they are meant to kind of, absorb something if you were to roll it around and kind of play with it. And that's pretty much it. So let's light it up and see what it looks like. Okay, so you probably can't see it too well from this part of the angle when the lights are on in here, but all these lights are lit up. And on the back, this does light up, and so you do get the 2 jets that propel the car in the game, and you also have the brake lights, I guess. I don't know why you need brakes on one of these Explorer cars, but kind of cool to have. And let's pop this once again. So there you have the antenna to kind of show what you have there. Just put it back in and it clicks in. If you open this up, you do have the ability to take a look at the interior here. So when you take into the addition the lighting of the actual car, it's actually done really well. Now the paint on the actual die cast is pretty good. There's a few places where they kind of bled over, but overall this is a pretty good piece. Now I will say I kind of have a hard time thinking that this is worth $100 new. So if you are looking for this and you are now super interested in it, please stay away from spending about $100 on this. That is kind of pricey for this piece. What I've done is I used to collect these 1/18 scale cars, and one of my favorite cars of all time, the F50. I did pull it out just for reference to let you know how big this is. So once again, this is a 1/18 scale. This is also the 1/18 scale, and it does match up really well on the 1/18 scale model scale. So it looks pretty good. Once again, these have suspension pieces. I mean, the F50 doesn't have much of a suspension travel, but they do have kind of the same thing. So once again, really nice. Every single one of these has individual suspension, and you can actually see the shock back here, which is really nice. So cool piece, and I hope you enjoyed Andromeda if you did play it. Once again, there's 2 of these, so if you do go out searching for one, you don't really want the RC car. That one kind of has a cheap feel look to it. This one is really nice from kind of just a model that you put on the shelf and maybe roll around with it every once in a while. It does roll pretty well. The front wheels do not steer, so I know that some of these, like if you remember these steer, and the steering wheel even turns on these. On this one, there is not even a steering wheel that you can kind of see in the game. So it does have like a seat for somebody. If you look a little further in the back, there's another couple seats back there that you can kind of see. So the detail on here is pretty good. So the switch on the bottom, nice piece. 3 AA batteries once again. So I do recommend this, guys. See if you can pick it up on a good sale. Cool little piece that'll be sitting on my shelf. So if you ever kind of watch our shelves when we're doing our videos, you'll see it back there. And I hope you enjoyed the video.